Hi, it's Dr. Darnise, and I'm coming on today with kind of maybe it'll be a wrap up to the section I've been doing on early Christianity, well, at least where James is concerned, James being Jesus' brother. And what I'm going to ask us all to consider in this segment is why is it that James is marginalized or sort of left behind in terms of contemporary Christianity? Why is it that most Christians don't even know about him? Particularly considering that James was the recognized leader of that earliest Jesus movement immediately following his death. He was really the man, so to speak. Now, some people say, oh no, I thought it was Peter. Well, Peter became more of the missionary, the primary missionary to the Jewish community. James was really the authority figure who remained in Jerusalem as sort of, you might even consider him to be in the role of a bishop, actually, overseeing the missionary work of the apostles. And given that in the text, we see evidence of James's leadership. We see that Paul went to Jerusalem to sort of meet up with James and Peter and almost have to get permission from them in order for him to bring his mission to the Gentiles. So in Acts, the book of Acts, and in the book of Galatians and in Philippians, Paul is responding to the fact that there are people from James who are coming into the communities that he's already evangelized. And they are suggesting strongly that those people indeed need to maintain the practices of Judaism, even in their acknowledgement of Jesus as Messiah, as Lord. So we see in the text itself some tension between James, who's the authority figure, and Paul, who is, doing his brand or his missionary work to the Gentiles. So again, if this is the case, and it seems that it is from our historical information about James and from the New Testament itself, that he was really the primary authority figure of that earliest community. And these are people who we would call Jewish Christians, because they didn't really understand themselves to be separate from Judaism. Judaism taught that there's going to be a Messiah. And those Jews who said that Jesus was the Messiah were the ones who became Jewish Christians. And so over that community, James was the primary leader. Now, it's interesting because what eventually happens is that form of Jewish Christianity kind of dies out for a number of reasons. And Paul's version, mission to the Gentiles, becomes the dominant form of Christianity. It's really an interesting situation that happens. James goes like this. There's James and there's Paul, and then this is what happens. And so in contemporary Christianity, then, most people don't know about James. But here's a big implication, and really consider this. What if this version that we have from Paul is not really the same as the version that James was teaching? James being, again, the brother of Jesus, and we have evidence even that we would think that what James was doing was really continuing most closely what Jesus taught as Jewish people. And so the fact that they retained a lot of their Jewish rituals and traditions may in fact be a reason why that form did not survive. Because Jews were a minority. Paul was talking to the Gentiles. That population grew. That form of Christianity became the state religion after the Emperor Constantine made it so. So what was often running then was this Gentile form of Christianity. The implication is Gentile Christianity is not Jewish Christianity. And if James was teaching Jewish Christianity and he was close to his brother, Jesus was probably teaching Jewish Christianity, not to give up Judaism, but to reform Judaism. Certainly he was teaching. So then what is it that we have today? We have a Pauline version that was geared towards the Gentiles. And so maybe there's not exactly a meshing there. I know it's a big thing to think about. It's really big. The implications are in fact huge, because it makes us say, well, would Jesus recognize the kind of Christianity that we have on the face of the earth today? Or would it really be something that he would not recognize, because he was a Jewish man and he would be expecting, theoretically, that there would be some Jewish tradition still left in it? So would he recognize it? And so what is this Christianity we have today? Do we just have an invention from Paul? Do we have an invention from Paul that's flavored from Jesus? What is it? And does it matter? Because if it's still, the teaching of Jesus at all through Paul, does it matter? Does it matter how Jewish it is or is not? Well, that's what I'm going to leave you with. That's a big thing to consider. That's a big consider this. And I know. And so I'm interested in what you have to say about it, what you think about it. And so I'll see you next time with another topic.